And go.
Hi, howdy, my name is Sarah and I'm a pretty goofy person, but I want to share with you guys today a story of a girl who was broken yet mended. This is actually my story, so buckle in, we're about to get started. Let's start with chapter 1. I grew up in a family with my parents and my siblings, and they provided for us food and clothes and toys, and most importantly, lots of love. My parents showed me who Jesus was, and I remember before bed listening to stories of epic tales from the Bible of God rescuing people, and I would force myself to keep my eyes open some nights just so I could finish the end of the story. And then I got into middle school and I continued to look to God, and actually had a journal that I kept, and there was a Bible verse I had written down in that journal, and I'm going to share it with you. It's found in Psalms 34:5. It says, "Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame." And I always loved that idea of being radiant like a sunset or maybe a crown. When I got into high school, I looked to God less and to others more for their acceptance. I wanted to fit in, and I remember spending the majority of my paycheck on clothes so I could at least feel the part. And I would do things that seemed to make other people happy, but it didn't seem to work for me. I couldn't find that happiness, and I graduated high school and I was in college, and I looked to God not at all, and I looked to, for my purpose and looking for what is that meaning, what is that purpose for me in my life. And I started to smoke and drink, which often led me to hook up with guys, and I found myself down a road that I never expected I would be walking on, and I was losing my identity. And I went away to school, and I came back for the summer, and I just felt kind of broken. I was on the couch one afternoon watching Endless Summer on TV, and I was in this endless cycle of giving love, giving my body away to others, and feeling empty in return. And I texted my friend, I feel broken. If I don't hook up with these guys, if I don't sleep with them, are they even gonna stick around? And I went away back to school that fall, and my college roommate, she actually brought me to the church that she attends, and I tasted something different there. The people were genuine and authentic, and I wanted more of what they had. I continued that school year actually to go out and to party, but it felt emptier than ever, and without hooking up with guys, they didn't really seem to stick around very long. And I thought, something's gotta give. That summer after Endless Summer, I decided that I wasn't going to live for the acceptance from other people, but I was gonna live for something that made me feel whole. And I remember being by the pool that summer and actually reading this old crinkled Bible that my dad had read to us when we were little, and I was learning more about who God was, and it started to make more sense, and just seeing how faithful God was throughout the Bible. The following year, I actually started volunteering with the middle school girls at my church, and I remember reading to them from this journal that I had from middle school, and it was covered with stickers, and in that journal was that verse, that those who look to him are radiant, their faces are never covered with shame. In that moment, God showed me that even when I was inconsistent, he was constant, and his love was not something I needed to earn, but that he freely gave. And that's why he sent Jesus to die on the cross, and that's why he rose again, was to give us that freedom and that relationship with him. And that's why God wants to desire to be close to us. And so when I graduated college, what chapter are we on now? Like chapter 5. I graduated, and I was learning to trust God, not only by reading his word, by understanding who he was, but by actually applying that trust. And through my apartment hunting, job searching, God just continued to show up in my life, and just growing closer to him. It's been 3 years since, and throughout any difficulties facing at work, or sometimes feeling that rejection, or searching for acceptance from others again, God just showed me that regardless of how I feel about myself, or maybe what others think of me, God's view of me doesn't change. He loves me, and through his son Jesus, he sees me as a radiant. And so I want to share with you my story. It's actually his story, and he wants to write yours too. He wants to give you freedom. So have a great day or a great night wherever you are, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye! You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, you're in that little hole.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, we started. I can't. I gotta start from the top because I'm too happy.